Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs. Welcome back to Decidedly Neapolitan for some more modded Minecraft, focusing on Thaumcraft and apparently spiders. I'm going to see if I can deal with this guy from the outside of my house, and let's swap out for that. Do I have a bow? I do have a bow. Trying to keep straight what I have on this server. And over here, yeah, we definitely have the wand, we definitely have the thermometer. You'll notice that a lot of people have been busy on this server, which is absolutely amazing. We have a couple new people, including Rick Clark, who had joined, I think, probably at the time I made the last video, but he hadn't been online and making episodes. Hello, I see you. There's a creeper having a rave. Oh, Undying Spider was slain. Good job with the Undying Spider. I have scanned a creeper, haven't I? I've done that before. Yeah, Rick is online with me right now, and I'm logging in just to make the intro to this episode, basically, because my wife is going home to America and is packing right now as we speak, but I can't really be of a huge help when it comes to packing stuff, so I'm just staying out of the way for the most part. But today we're going to get on with a bit of Thaumcraft. Just wanted to highlight the fact that the place is coming along nicely. Rick has been making this fantastic road. I think this has been mainly him, at least, and I guess some other people might have had a hand in it here and there, but he was just saying that everyone is connected up to this road apart from Mort's base. Mort is a little bit further out than the rest of us, but there are some new buildings here and there. This is a stone shop, I believe, which, yeah, the old stoneworks, which I think Mort may have put together himself. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's like chisel and stuff in here. It's a really nice looking build. I like the way the barrels connect to the fences and stuff, makes everything feel very organized. And yeah, some really nice construction around here. So we have a place we can go if we want any stone and we don't feel like digging in the earth for it. I think that's just people are dumping like all of their unused stone in there, and then there's like a donation chest where you can choose to donate things. This is the archaeology, which is what Rick is working on. I think I just heard him opening some treasure up. Been getting a couple of treasure bags here and there, but he's been using the paths from open blocks here and there, which look fantastic, I should add. They are really, really cool looking, so that's a really neat design choice. I like it. This does not look like a comfortable environment. Not sure who's critiquing the cow pen, but there you go. So yeah, Rick is working on a couple of things. He's got this place set up over here as well for his crops and all his farming needs. And some fireflies, because he's been to the Twilight Forest. We have a Twilight portal set up around here, and I really want to get into Twilight Forest at some point, but I want to get some basic Thaumcraft stuff done first. So you guys will probably see that a little bit later on. But look at this. The road leads a little bit over this lake out the back of my place, right up to the back door of my house. So anyone who wants to come and knocking can use the tradesman's entrance, I guess. But yeah, we've been in the cottage. I've been researching some stuff, and I wanted to go through a bit of the research side of Thaumcraft with you today, because I'm not going to do all of this on camera, but I just wanted to show you guys how it works if you're curious. So last time around, you may have seen me put together one of these things. This is a research note, which you can get by opening up the Thaumonomicon and clicking on any of these flashing things. As long as you've got the scribing tools and paper in your inventory, it will drop a piece of paper in the inventory as a research note. And you get these, and this is the one for preserving nodes, which is presumably going to tell me a little bit about how to do that. So you have 3 aspects of magic on here, and I've unlocked as many of them as I possibly can at this point. I haven't looked up a wiki to see if I've got all of them, but I imagine I'm pretty close. And each of these aspects is either a primal aspect, like earth, air, fire, water, order, and chaos, or it's comprised of 2, I think it's only 2, it's not 2 or more, of the other aspects. And so you've got like different combinations of stuff, and they kind of stack, so you get like things that are combinations of other things, but there's always just 2 things that go together to form one aspect. And so this is how you do research in Thaumcraft. It's kind of like a puzzle. It's like a little mini game inside the game, and you need to connect up each of these 3 aspects. So right at the top here, we've got the owl, which is census, and you can see that that is comprised of the 2 aspects of air and spiritus, which is the soul. And so what you want to do is connect this one, census, to this one down here, which is aurum, which is magic and air combined. So they both got air in common, so that's a good place to start when doing research, because finding out what they have in common is useful. In this case, we can link them by dropping a spiritus thing in here, like so, and then seeing what that's connected to. That's connected to both life and death. And so if you look at life, you'll notice that's comprised of water and earth. So if we drop one of those in there like so, now we're getting closer to this one. We need to link it back to air because that's an important aspect of Aurum. Either that or we could link it to Precanto, which is magic. But I feel like linking it to air is going to be a good idea. So we'll drop an air one in there just for good measure, and you can see that the glowing lines are already linking this up for us. So what do life and air have in common? Life has water and it has earth. This one here, Tempestus, has water and it has air. So we can be pretty certain that if we add Tempestus next to the air and we add water, where is it? Aqua, where are you? Yes, Aqua next to that one, then that is linking the two of them. And you have to do this for each of the elements on the grid. If it's 4 of them, you just seem to have to connect them all in one long arc. But I think when I did some research previously with 3, you had to kind of connect them in a triangle. And once that's complete, it unlocks the research note in your Thaumonomicon and you get to read what's going on. This element down here is lucrum, which is greed and avarice, and you'll notice that is both hunger and humanus, which is man. Hunger is fames or famus or something like that. I think it's probably famus, because it sounds like famished, you know? And so we need to link this somehow. They both kind of indirectly connect to life, but I don't think we can join them up here. We have to link it through this kind of aspect here. So using Census, which is air and Spiritus, we can probably use, let's use another Spiritus, even though these are kind of rarer aspects, because air is quite common, whereas Census you have to, or Spiritus rather, you have to kind of combine those. It's going to be a good path, I think, because from here we can go to life again, and they're going to both have a similar path. Where did life go? There is life, and then that can lead us into something like bestia, which is beasts, and that can be connected to humanus, which is man, and then you can connect that to lucrum, which is greed. So if we do that way, so if we link bestia that way and then humanus like so, but then there's a gap, you see, so these need to be connected in a slightly different way. Let's go back a couple of steps and think slightly differently. If we come along the same path like so, and then add life in there, we can throw in something like Perfodio, which is mining. So if you have life here, as you remember, life is made up of water and earth. If we throw in an earth there, then we can link through mining to humans, because that's got the element of humanus in there. So if we throw that down in there, there you go. We only needed to link 2 of those in the end, but then this becomes a full-on discovery, and we can right-click this in the hotbar, and it will add the node preserver note to my Thaumonomicon, and then I can read this. I'll now have better control over the amount of viz I draw from nodes. I'll always leave at least 1 viz of each aspect in the node unless I'm sneaking. This level of control is not possible when using wands crafted from normal wood and iron, which unfortunately I still do, so I'll need to get an upgrade for my wand at some point, and for that we're going to have to look into thaumaturgy. Basic wand craft is something that we start out with, but then we need to learn about copper wand caps, maybe even gold wand caps, and great wood wands, and then from there we can go into a whole bunch of other wand research. So I'm going to do a little bit of this off camera, because you know how research works by now. Seeing me puzzle through all of these is probably going to take up a fair bit of the video, so I'll be back when I've got a little bit more knowledge under my belt and we're ready to start something else. Off-camera adventures are complete, and I need to rescue my copy of the Thaumonomicon from this chest over here where I left it. I just went to the Nether. Crazy place, the Nether. It's all modded and weird. Anyway, I got myself some soul sand. I got a lot of soul sand in exchange for some string, because I have some stuff I want to craft, and you guys need to be here for this, because it's going to be some pretty cool shenanigans. We've got here a little bit more research done, but I dipped into thaumaturgy a little bit, and we have unlocked wand foci, which is basically how you channel different magical power through the wand. And I need myself some quartz, which I did not pick up while I was in the Nether, so that was a remiss of me. I will have to go back and grab some of that. The fire charge I can make pretty easily, as long as I can type it into NEI and remember how to make a fire charge. But before we get on with that, where is it? Is it in here? Is it somewhere else? Oh, that's something I haven't seen yet. All right, we'll have to come back to that in a minute. But there is something around here that I meant to look at, and I can't remember where it is. Was it in alchemy? No, it wasn't in alchemy. Artifice, here we go. Enchanted fabric. You heard correctly, enchanted fabric. This is going to be really cool. This allows us to make some robes and some fancy leggings and some fancy boots, which give us a bit of discount on this, which is not a huge deal necessarily, but it's going to make us look the part. And after that, I need to make myself some goggles of revealing, which is what you saw Kingy wearing in last week's episode. And I definitely need these because I need to be able to look at nodes on the go without having to wield my thermometer every time I want to take a look at where stuff is. So I'm pretty much loaded up on all of this I can carry with this wand for now, which is not very much, as you guys I'm sure are aware. But yeah, we get 25 maximum of each, but putting it in this slot here and then putting some string around this wool will yield us a total of 11 enchanted fabric, which is, let's be real, not all that much, but it's enough for us to craft something cool. Now, it did say that we needed to use some this to actually make this stuff. There is definitely, yeah, there's some air required, there's some water required, and there's some terra required. And now 7 plus 4 is 11, so I'll probably only be able to make the boots and the leggings with what I've got, and then I'll have to save up a bit more string so that I can make the vest. But I think we'll at least start to look the part if I do this. Now check that I have enough earth. I do. Fantastic. Lovely. We will take that. Actually, is that not consuming this then? Because that's not coming out of my wand. Or maybe it is? I don't know. Maybe it's just coming out of the kind of aspects that I've required for research, but research points, but I don't think it is. I think it is probably the wand. Now, where did that node go? There it is. Hello. Let's grab a little bit more air and water out of this thing and just check if it's still looking okay. Yeah, it's still looking good. It's quiet, you. This is this brain in a jar has been following me around, apparently. It was over there by the farm, and then I logged in today, and it was here, and I think it's basically just trying to come into my house. I will not let you pass. I'll have to put out one of those arcane ward blocks that Kingy has. Oh, that reminds me. I got more stuff from Jeff. He left a knapsack for everybody in his episode, so thank you very much, Jeff. I will add that to me now, and as far as I know... Oh, check this out, by the way. Check out the robes. We are definitely getting there. It looks a little bit weird half and half with the iron armor, but we can deal with that. There's apparently... I saw in Rick's episodes, if you haven't been watching Rick's episodes, by the way, head over to his channel, links in the description. There is a control where you can actually open the knapsack straight away, which I didn't know if there was before. That's inventory sorting. Where is knapsack, please? Show us knapsack. Railcraft streaming, Tinker's Construct. Is there not one then? Because there's armor GUI, which is apparently O, but that's cross-mapped with something else. And then belt and goggles I knew about already, but I don't see one for the knapsack, so maybe there isn't one? Maybe he was just misremembering? I don't know. But yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But anyway, I can get to it from this tab, so that's not a problem. And I'll be able to store a bit of stuff in there. Now, looking at my armor bar, it doesn't look like these robes are necessarily the greatest defense in the world, but they will definitely help us with the wizarding stuff once we get onto that. Now, I need to go and find some more nodes to tap because I am a little bit tapped out on Ordo. I never really had a great deal to begin with. Oh, it's not Ordo, it's Perdito, it's Chaos I need. So we will have to find some more of that. And then the next thing we're going to do is look at some more wand stuff, because I need to get myself a wand that is going to hold more than just the basic amount of stuff. And for that, I think we need great wood, and apparently we can make a wand core, a great wood rod, out of 2 great wood logs, which I think I even have in here still, don't I? Or did I already use them for stuff? There's rubber wood in here. Is there any great wood? Great wood, are you there? It's Pixlriffs calling. No, it doesn't look like I do. Okay, well, I definitely know where there are great wood trees, so we can go and chop down a couple of those. Well, not the entire thing, probably just a couple of logs will be all we need for now. And then looking at this, we can also get into making gold wand caps. Now, that's going to need a little bit more of the... Yeah, it must be this from the wand instead of the research points, because the wand symbol is right there. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, then we'll take down some greatwood trees. We'll make ourselves some gold wand caps, and then maybe we can start wielding a little bit more power. I've been coming around the back of Rick's place, and there is an eerie patch over here, which is not that patch over there, funnily enough, although it's really dark over there, and these villager zombies keep kind of wandering out of there, so maybe we'll have to... Rick calls this the mob grinder forest or something like that, because there are definitely a lot of mobs spawning in the darker areas, but this is what I'm talking about, and this thing looks evil as all heck, doesn't it? I want to get close and scan it, but I'm a little bit worried about what it's going to do. Oh, hello. Okay, so that's got Alienist, that's got Tenebrae, which is darkness. How about you? Oh, Sinister. Oh, it's Sinister. Okay, okay. I'm not entirely sure what we can do about this, to be honest. I assume, because this seems to be Thaumcraft related stuff, it says effective tool is a pickaxe, so we might be able to remove this, but I don't know what what kind of effect it will have on the area around here. And seeing as it is right behind Rick's base, I'm not going to do something unless in case it like explodes or something like that. I don't know if it would, but maybe we should find an isolated one of those somewhere else and then come back to it later. Aha! A spider! I will harvest your string, sir. Apparently I won't. He's not giving me any. Run from the creeper! The best thing about this server is that mob griefing is off, so if we just run from creepers, even if they explode, don't have to worry about cleanup afterwards. And I feel like that takes half of the danger out of creepers, because the point of creepers really is to explode and damage stuff. Like, if they just explode and you're far enough away from them, then it doesn't really make a great deal of difference to you as a player. It's just having to go back and fill in the hole they made or repair the building they've broken. Oh, Digon, I'm sorry. Digon and Mort are both on here with me, and we're all having a whale of a time despite occasionally being killed by cacti. Although, if this is modded, then that may be something else. I don't know. Mort's a little bit concerned about that himself. Anyway, greatwood trees are on the horizon, and there's a bunch of really awesome caves around here. This is spawn, by the way, or this is the kind of spawn area. Me and Kane still have yet to do anything with this, but we're opt on the server, so we're planning on making some kind of interesting thing over at spawn. It's just got to be something that doesn't lag out the server by being there, like a resource farm or anything like that. So we were thinking about making some sort of park. I don't know. I'll see how that goes. But here we are under the greatwood tree. I'll be back with you guys when I've got myself some greatwood and we're ready to make a wand. Ah, morning is here, and we witness the dance of the zombies. These angry zombies just seem to get bigger and bigger every time they take damage, which means single-digit fire damage makes them enormous before they eventually snuff it. But we're going to have to put these guys out of their misery, I think. He's gaining health all the time and apparently setting me on fire as well, but he's going down. Apparently when they get onto these path blocks from open blocks, they lose all their pathfinding ability, Rick was saying in his video. Did that guy just drop some amber? Heck yes, amber farming. I will do that. As long as I can find some neat way of... Oh, today's episode is the one in which Digon basically dies in every way possible. I'm sorry, dude. I think he's fresh onto the server as well. He's been having some difficulty installing the launcher and stuff, so hopefully he gets set up soon and doesn't have to worry about stuff like this happening all the time. So yeah, it looks like our Thaumcraft robes have durability, but it's not going to tell me how much. Can I F3H and get tooltips? Can I do that? Let's try that. There we go. Okay, tooltips are back in action. I thought, because we've had to reset the launcher pack a couple of times, so I guess it's forgotten my preferences and things like that. No worries at all. Now, what was I about to do? Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Gold wand caps. So I need gold nuggets for this, so we can just break down a standard gold bar, which I should have around somewhere. The mobs are out to hunting this time around too. Right, in this forest, you're going to be swimming in them, mate. Gold nuggets, here we go, and we may as well just use the vis we've got for now. Work with the vis you got, right? There it is. I love the fact that it lights up with the aspects you need. That's so cool. 2 of those, please, and then greatwood logs like so. Insufficient vis. Now we need some more for that. And yeah, looks like we will need... Apparently, yeah, this has a bit of a penalty for doing magic with it. Apparently, it's just not good enough. So, we will stash the great wood in here for now, and the wand caps can go in here with the rest of my gold, and then we'll have to wander out and find ourselves some more stuff. Because what do we need for the great wood wand? We need... Okay, so we need more order, for, more... I always get those two confused. We need more chaos. We need a little more chaos in our lives, folks, so let's see where we can go out and get that from. Something around here is making the weirdest noise when I walk around with the thermometer. It's gone. Where was that? There. What is that? It seems to happen most when I'm looking at the nether portal, which I hadn't scanned before, so there's that. But what on earth is that? Is it this thing? Interesting, okay. Looks like a bunch of the Twilight Forest stuff is just nuts. We'll definitely be going there soon, but wow, okay. Where... Hello? Oh yes, this looks like what we need. All right, I will take your gubbins. Where did it go? There it is. This is why I really need one of those goggles, because I I have no idea where nodes are if I'm not holding this thing. They're just little wispy things in the air. Okay, looks like we've got enough Perdito for now, so let's head back to the cottage and continue crafting. And 2 greatwood logs later, we have ourselves a greatwood rod. Now, can we add the wand caps to this right away? Let's hope so, shall we? I assume they're just going to go there and there, like so. Again, insufficient vis. How much do we need? We need more. Okay, so it looks like we can't use the gold caps yet. Can we put copper on this thing? Or am I supposed to do a regular wooden rod and have gold caps on that, and then come back to it with greater vis capacity to make a greatwood wand? I guess we must have to do that. There must be some sort of progression to follow, because I just don't have enough vis to pull this off right now. This says being able to store up to 50 of each type, but the copper wand caps, efficient as gold. Okay. Right, so maybe we just need to make a basic wooden wand first, so we need a stick with the 2 gold caps. We'll try that, because I should have enough wood somewhere around here for some sticks. In fact, I may even have some sticks made already. Looks like I don't for once. Maybe I'll turn them all into torches. So let's make ourselves a regular old stick and throw a couple of wand caps on this, and then add in the wand. Right, we have a gold-banded wooden wand, so at least that says capacity 25 as well. How am I meant to do this then? I'm not sure. I came here looking for nodes. I found these guys. Hey! Hey fella, stay here, let me scan you. Oh, he's a forager. These guys are foragers. Ah, that's a creeper. Hey! Careful now, careful now. Okay, so what do foragers want? Do they want apples, maybe? What the heck was that? Just have a lightning strike out here or something? Hey, hey Petch dude, have an apple. Dude. I think he actually wanted that, you know. I kind of threw it on the ground like that, but maybe he was trying to pick it up. He did pick it up. It's no longer in my... unless he... No. No, he got it. Do you want an egg? Hey, dude. Have an egg. Yeah, he took it. Wonder if this guy will, like, trade with me or something. They seem like odd little fellows. I think Jeff killed one of these in his first episode. He didn't know what it was. Because there's something in the Thaumonomicon about the Petch, but it's really vague. It's like, maybe you can trade with them, maybe you can't. Who can say? It's too early to say. But... life isn't going well so far. Death is going very well for Digon. Where was that node? I'm pretty sure there was an Ordo node around here. Somewhere. Somewhere. Haha! It's you. Let me grab as much Ordo as I possibly can. There we go. Still plenty left. Community farm out by B-Rand's place. There certainly is. If you want to get started, then B-Rand's is probably the place to be. Well, if the search for nodes in that forest has taught me one thing, it's that the next thing I need to craft is some enchanted goggles, or whatever they are, the goggles of revealing these things. So for that I need a second thermometer, so let me grab the stuff required for that real quick. Let's hoist some of this stuff into the knapsack for the time being. We don't need all of this, we do need that. Keep that where it is. I've also tried to make more gold caps, but I ran out of the required vis for that as well, so we're not going to worry about that too much for the rest of this episode. Let's grab another couple of air shards. We need a bit of glass. Is it a glass pane or a glass block? I think it might have been a block. Let me quickly look that up again. Whoops, wrong one. Thermometer, yes, glass block. Okay, good. And 2 pieces of gold, like so. In the crafting table they go, like this. And 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. Glass pane in the middle. Bam! There it is. And next, we need ourselves, because you need a decent amount of this in all the elements for both of these. We need some leather, which thankfully I have somewhere. Okay, I have it in the form of cows downstairs. Let's go kill some cows real quick, and then we'll come back up and craft that. But the only other things I need are gold. Quiet you, that brain, honestly. Too big for his boots, I tell you. The only other thing I need is the 2 thermometers, and I can easily make another thermometer if we want to go and scan some more stuff, which I probably will at some point. And some gold, which I have in plentiful supply, thankfully. So that's not too much of a problem. Ah, the merry sounds of slaughter. That should be enough. Yeah, there we go. 6 leather, plenty to be getting on with. Couple of fresh cows in the pen, the sheep that's just phased through from the other side or something, maybe just randomly wandered in. Will you be quiet? Goodness. You can't come in. And last thing we're going to do today is probably craft these goggles, and I think we will call it a day there. There's plenty more to do. Barely scratching the surface of Thaumcraft still, but for the time being, I think we need to call it a night. Now, was it like this? How do I craft these again? Like so, and then iron-capped wand in there. Thankfully, I have enough to pick those up. Fantastic. So, we've got ourselves some goggles, and check that out. Yeah, that's how we do. Right, thank you very much for watching today's episode, everyone. Sorry that I didn't get further into the crafting stuff, but that is something we will save for next time. My name has been Pixlriffs. Thanks for watching the episode. Leave a like on it if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.